Welcome back to the Weekend Warrior Show Recap Podcast. I'm Ty from the Unemployed Architects. So, gonna be talking about my shows this last weekend. I had 3. I had Friday night at the Cellar in Pontiac, again. And Saturday I played at Poor Bros in Champaign. And then Sunday I played at, it was Arrowhead Country Club up a little bit north of Peoria. So, this was the best weekend I've definitely had in a while. It was a fun weekend, and every show had some very fun high points, and that's all you can really hope for. It was decent turnouts at every show, and appreciative crowd, and just super satisfying. It was a good weekend. Obviously, on the pocket as well, so that always helps a little bit. But, so yeah, let's talk Friday. Friday, I had played a show at the Cellar pretty recently before this one, and it was less than a month before. And the month right then, it was like a lot of the people from Pontiac that I knew came out. So I wasn't really expecting them to come out this time, and I was correct in that assumption. But it was still a good crowd. It was like just random people, nobody I really knew. There were a couple people that came out that I did, but for the most part, it was a bar full of random people, and then maybe a few people I either recognized or actually knew a little bit. But it was a fun show. I mean, it was just solid. Nothing really negative to say about it. I had a low expectation going in. It was kind of cold, and it was just fine, ultimately. It was delightful, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So, I just played. That's all there was. There was no extra things, which, I mean, if all goes well, that's kind of how a show should go. It should be like, you go there, you play, you leave. There's no extra, drama. There's no extra negativeness. It's just like a positive experience. You go, you do the job, have a good time, try to help people have a good time, and then you take off to the next place. So I was very I don't know. I was very satisfied with the experience. And then the next show would have been Poor Bros in Champaign. And this was an inside show, so I wasn't real sure how it was going to go. The previous times that I've played indoor has been weird. It's a big kind of billowy hall type room, and I haven't been doing my in-ears still, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I actually, one thing about Friday, I didn't have my amp for my kick drum and my bass, so I just plugged it into the JBL. Didn't quite cut it that night. I wish I would have had a little bit more. So this night I brought an extra mixer to kind of push those bass signals through because the JBL only has 2 channels of vocal, and you could have 2 vocal and a guitar, or one good vocal channel, one good guitar channel. And when you have 2 vocalists, the channel you plug your guitar in doesn't sound very good. Not a lot of output, and just the tone isn't great because it's just like a 1/4-inch input and no mix on it. It's just volume, so no mix, no tone, nothing like that. So I did it was just me, so I did the vocal guitar, got a good mix there, and then I used the mixer for the bass and the kick drum, and it sounded really nice. And I was really worried this night about it being kind of muffled and too billowy, too low-endy, too, all that stuff. And it worked out great. It wasn't too much for the room, and the crowd there was awesome. They were into every song almost, and it was just a very enjoyable experience. And I played well. I was hitting my notes, doing the right songs at the right time. Lots of originals. I didn't play as many originals as maybe I could have or should have, but the people seemed to really like the covers there. So I played like all my high energy originals that are like, in your face kind of stuff, and those got good reactions. But I could just feel like I shouldn't play anything too slow because I thought I might lose the crowd, and that was the right choice, I think, because I kept a lot of people there the whole time, and they were into it, and lots of good feedback afterwards. So, and again, I think that was the best show of the weekend probably, and I've done some good ones at Poor Bros, but I've also done some weird ones. So it was nice. I knew it could go either way, and I'm glad it went that way, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then Sunday, I played at Arrowhead Country Club. Now, this was an afternoon show, and it was like it was a chili cook-off, and it was a country club show. So this is like, I don't know, wasn't much of a party type feel. Everybody's just kind of sitting around, hanging out, and that's fine. It was, I sounded good. I didn't overdo it. I was very kind of background, kind of quiet. I still did the one-man band. I could have just done acoustic, but I decided that I wanted to do that. So, just kept it real light. And I actually did the same setup that I did in Pontiac, without the mixer for the kick and the bass. And it was a bigger room, but it was like, it had more low end to it. So those kick drums actually sounded pretty good with the even less gain on them. Like I plugged the gain pedal, a boost gain pedal that's usually for a bass guitar. I use that for my kick drum, and sometimes I just use that for a little extra volume control on my kick mic, and then I can kind of mix it through that and push it a little harder. But and I was thinking I might have to do the mixer because it's a bigger room, but then I was just like, well, I want to keep it kind of quiet, and it sounded really good. Like I don't. It's so strange that the Cellar show on Friday, same setup as the country club show on Sunday, and the kick just sounded so much better. Like even though it was the exact same, I even had the same settings on the pedal, and it just, the acoustics in that room just were more alive and more low end. Like it had more low end, but built in, and it just filled out plenty. And I don't know. It was like I didn't really feel like people were super into it, but after, people kept coming up to me, so it must have sounded good. It just, it's early in the day. It was a 12 to 3 spot on a Sunday, so I mean, I don't know what my expectation really could have been. I didn't expect much, so I was just, happy to be there, happy to play, and it went really well, and I'm hopefully going to get some more shows out of it. So all that being said, it was just a great weekend. I had a really good time, and those are the kind of weekends that we do it for, I think. And so this coming week, I have the Pandemic Relief EP coming out here soon. It's going to be Tuesday of next week, and it's going to be on all the digital platforms, and I'm just really looking forward to having that happen. I actually just got done an interview at WGLT, so they're gonna do a little write-up about it and put a edit on the radio, and it's just I couldn't shut up. I was telling the guy, his name's John Norton, the guy who interviewed me, that he's kind of responsible for why I even started the podcast, because I went on years back, maybe we were talking, it's probably 4 years back, and I felt like I was grasping at straws. That's kind of how I put it to him, is he would ask me a question, and I'd have to think really hard about the answer, and then I was like, I need to be better at talking. And so that's what inspired and I'd thought about it a lot before, but I just never pulled the trigger on it. But that was like the catalyst that was like the nail in the coffin. Like, I gotta do this because I gotta be better, which I don't think I'm great by any means now, but I'm definitely leagues better at that sort of thing. Just used to kind of talking a little bit better. I've practiced at least once a week for, over 100 weeks. So that's all you can really do. So I was going to mention too, I'm working on kind of a series inside this podcast, which is just going to be an artist spotlight is what I'm calling it. And I'm going to be putting those out hopefully once a week or twice a month, depending on, how everything goes. This is my first time trying something like this, but I'm going to be talking about bands I like a lot and listen to. So if you see I'm not going to call it the Weekend Warrior Show recap podcast. Artist, I was WWSP Spotlight. I'll probably put that in the title, and then I'm going to edit in because with the amp I use, Anchor, it allows you to kind of edit in music from Spotify. So I'm going to, as I'm talking about each artist or each band, I'm going to be editing in their music and, just give if anybody's interested, looking for something new to listen to, just kind of go through some of the songs from my favorite bands and tell you why they're my favorite songs, tell you why I like the band, and all that stuff. So that's something to be on the lookout for. I just recorded my first one, so I don't know how long it's going to... Those ones are only going to be audio only, but until I get better at the video aspect. But just something new I'm trying, so I don't know. I obviously, I perform music, I make music. I also am a fan of music, so... and I've had some people over the years kind of talk about how they are kind of stuck in a decade and don't really listen to anything new and are always looking for something new. So I'm lucky I got two older brothers that kind of scour the internet pretty constantly and look for new music. And then they kind of have a wider range of taste, but they usually know what I like, and then they will send me something every once in a while, and then I'll go down that rabbit hole, and I kind of usually go like 2 or 3 artists at a time where I'm like really, really dialed in and, go through their whole discography, and then I try to figure out what by them I like, put it all on a playlist, kind of keep it together. And that's kind of how I go about it. But I'm lucky I got people that do a lot of the heavy lifting. So I figured at least I could do. And obviously I like talking about the music that inspires me and, makes me, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the music, and it inspires me to make my own music. And that's why I got into this in the first place, because I'm such a fan of music. So anyway, that's enough about that. But, so that'll be something to be on the lookout for. And then Pandemic Relief. Check that out. I got Tuesday at the Stable this coming week to talk about that. Oh, I should talk about this last Tuesday at the Stable. I didn't. Not much to talk about. It was very slow. It was a Tuesday in February. So the last one before the snowstorm was a little bit better. But hopefully... this record release, and now we're halfway through February, it'll kind of turn around. Maybe, hopefully, people are tired of sitting in their houses a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all that's been going on with me. That's what I've been up to. That's what to be on the lookout for. As always, I appreciate anybody who takes the time to listen, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. All right, bye.